Have you ever felt like something in life is just off? Ever experienced déjà vu or seen a coincidence so weird it's like someone is messing with you? You think about something and 5 minutes later, boom, an ad for it pops up on your phone. Coincidence? I think not. Well, hold on to your tinfoil hats because there's a theory that says we don't actually exist. Nope, we're just characters in a super advanced video game created by a highly intelligent civilization. From Elon Musk to top scientists, many believe we could be living in a simulation. But what evidence do we have? Is reality just a high-tech illusion? Are we just digital puppets in an alien teenager's science project? Let's dive into the wildest, most mind-blowing and slightly terrifying theory of all time. Alright, let's be honest, life is weird. Too weird. Like, have you ever dropped your phone and somehow it lands screen up without a scratch? That's some serious video game physics right there. And don't get me started on déjà vu. One moment you're minding your own business and suddenly, bam, you feel like you've lived this exact moment before. What if that's not just a weird brain glitch? What if it's a bug in the system? What if reality is just a giant simulation? Sounds crazy, right? But some of the smartest people on the planet, scientists, philosophers, and yes, even Elon Musk, actually believe this could be true. Wait, what? A 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance that this is real? So you're telling me my life is basically The Sims, but without the cheat codes? Yeah, that explains why I feel like I'm lagging half the time. But hold up, how did we even get to this crazy idea? What exactly is the simulation theory, and why are some scientists betting their entire reputations on it? Let's break it down. So, what exactly is simulation theory? Well, imagine your entire reality. Everything you see, hear, touch is just code. A super advanced computer program running in some high-tech alien teenager's gaming console. Yep, you, me, and everything around us could just be part of an ultra-realistic Sims 5000 simulation. But wait, this isn't just some wild conspiracy from the internet. Some of the smartest minds on the planet actually believe this could be true. A philosopher, and probably a time traveler named Nick Bostrom came up with a fascinating argument. He says there are only 3 possibilities for our future. 1. Humanity goes extinct before we ever create advanced simulations. Which is kinda depressing, so let's skip that one. 2. We do advance, but nobody's interested in making realistic simulations of life. Yeah right, tell that to every VR gamer ever. 3. A civilization has already figured it out. And we're living in one of their simulations. Uh-oh. Guess which one Elon Musk is betting on? There's a 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance we're not in a simulation. Wait, hold up. You're telling me that the guy who made Tesla and SpaceX thinks reality is faker than influencer apologies? So if we are in a simulation, that would explain why. Time sometimes feels like it's speeding up or slowing down. The internet suspiciously knows what you were thinking before you even type it. Cats act like they know something we don't. I mean, just look at them. They're onto something. But how can we actually tell? Are there any glitches in our so-called reality? Buckle up, because what you're about to see might just break your brain. Ever had that weird feeling that you've experienced something before? Like walking into a room and thinking, wait, haven't I done this exact thing before? We've all been there. It's that strange, almost eerie sensation called déjà vu. But what if it's more than just a quirk of the brain? What if déjà vu, along with other unexplained phenomena, are actually glitches in the matrix? Sounds like science fiction, right? But stay with me. Today, we're diving deep to explore the mind-blowing possibility that our reality might be a simulation. Think about it. What if déjà vu happens because our simulation is lagging? Maybe the code runs the same scene twice by accident. And then there are those insane coincidences. Like when you randomly think about an old friend you haven't seen in years, and then boom, they call you 5 minutes later. Is it intuition? Or is the simulation updating your quest log, reminding you of an old side mission you forgot to complete? And don't even get me started on items disappearing and reappearing in places you swear you already checked. Lost keys, misplaced phones, the TV remote that magically teleports every time you sit down to watch something. Either I have the worst memory on the planet, or reality needs a bug fix. Seriously, who do I report these glitches to? Now here's where things get really wild. Have you ever noticed that video games don't fully load an area until your character looks at it? It's called procedural generation. What if the universe works the same way? Scientists have found that atoms, the tiny building blocks of everything, are mostly empty space. Like pixels in a game, they don't really exist in full detail until we observe them. So what if reality isn't fully rendered until we pay attention to it? Maybe that's why you never see the exact moment your neighbor leaves their house. The simulation just loads them in when necessary. Think about it. How much computing power would we save if the universe only rendered what we were looking at directly? Chapter 3, the pixel of reality? Okay, let's get super nerdy for a second. What if our universe has a frame rate limit? Stick with me here. You know how video games have a maximum number of frames per second they can display? That's their FPS. Well, what if the universe has a similar limit? Physicists have discovered something strange. The speed of light seems to be the hard limit of the universe. It's like the universe's way of saying speed limit. This is as fast as things get around here. And then there's the fact that space-time itself seems to be quantized, like tiny pixels forming the fabric of reality. If that's true, we're not living in base reality, we're in a simulation with resolution settings. Chapter 4, Unexplained Phenomena. And now, for the really weird stuff. People disappearing without a trace, time slips, sudden teleportations. These aren't just plot points in your favorite sci-fi movies, these are real phenomena that have been reported for centuries. Every year, thousands of people just vanish. No explanation, no trace. It's almost like they were deleted from the simulation. Poof! Gone! Did they stumble upon a hidden boundary in the simulation? Did someone accidentally hit the delete key? And what about those freaky stories of people ending up miles away without knowing how they got there? Either someone hit the fast travel button, or our reality is seriously bugging out. Outro. Are we living in a simulation? So, are we really living in a simulation? The evidence, as they say, is out there. From déjà vu to the limits of physics, there are some seriously strange things happening in our universe. Things that make you wonder if maybe, just maybe, there's a bigger picture we're not seeing. With all this evidence, you have to ask, is reality even real? Or are we all just characters in an insanely advanced video game, completely oblivious to the true nature of our existence? Stay tuned, because in the next part, we'll explore whether we can actually break the simulation. We'll delve into the mind-bending theories about how to hack the system, escape the confines of our digital prison, and maybe even meet the programmers themselves. It's going to be a wild ride, so buckle up. Alright, so who are the people actually believing this wild theory? Some internet guy in his mom's basement? Nope. Some of the smartest minds on the planet. First we have Elon Musk. You know, the guy who wants to colonize Mars, build AI-powered brain chips, and somehow still has time to troll people on Twitter. He once said, and I quote, "The chance that we are not living in a simulation is 1 in billions." So basically, he thinks we're more likely to be in a cosmic video game than not. Great, just great. Then there's Neil deGrasse Tyson. This guy is one of the biggest science communicators alive, and even he gives it a solid 50 chance. Which is basically the scientific way of saying, I have no idea but it could be true. But here's the crazy part. Some billionaires are actually trying to break out of the simulation. Yep, according to reports, some ultra-rich people have secretly hired scientists to figure out how to escape the Matrix. Imagine being that rich. You've got all the money in the world, and instead of buying another yacht, you're like, nah, let's hack reality. Okay, but if we are in a simulation, the real question is, who's controlling it? Option 1. A super advanced civilization. Maybe we're their experiment. Or maybe we're just their version of The Sims 3000. Option 2. Aliens. Maybe they built this whole thing just to watch humans argue about whether pineapple belongs on pizza. Option 3. A random player just messing with us. Ever feel like your life choices make no sense? 1 minute you're super productive, the next you're binge-watching cat videos at 3 a.m. Maybe your player just got bored and left you on autopilot. But here's the big question. If we are in a simulation, can we glitch it? Can we break out? And do we even want to? Stick around, because next up we're diving into ways people think we might actually hack the Matrix. Have you ever questioned the nature of reality? What if everything we know, everything we experience, is just part of a complex simulation? This is the crux of the simulation hypothesis, a mind-bending idea that has captured the imaginations of philosophers, scientists, and science fiction enthusiasts alike. While it may seem like something straight out of the Matrix, the simulation hypothesis isn't just a plot for a Hollywood blockbuster. Some physicists and computer scientists suggest that our universe might be a sophisticated computer program, created by a more advanced civilization. The idea that our reality is not what it seems can be both intriguing and unsettling. It challenges our most fundamental assumptions about the world and our place in it. But is there any evidence to support the simulation hypothesis, or is it just a product of our overactive imaginations? Let's delve into the possibilities and explore the implications of living in a simulated world. Let's say for a moment that we are indeed living in a simulation. A natural question arises: could we escape? And if so, should we? Breaking free from a simulated reality might seem appealing, especially if you're a fan of Keanu Reeves' gravity-defying stunts. But what awaits us on the other side? Would we find ourselves in a utopia, free from the constraints of our digital prison? Or could the reality outside the simulation be far less appealing, even hostile? Perhaps the beings who created the simulation did so for a reason, to protect us or study us. Escaping their carefully crafted reality could have unforeseen and potentially disastrous consequences. If escaping the simulation is too risky, maybe we should try hacking it instead. Imagine finding cheat codes to rewrite the rules of the game, giving ourselves superpowers, unlimited wealth, or even immortality. While tempting, the idea of hacking our way to a better life within the simulation is fraught with problems. For one, we don't even know the basic code of this supposed simulation, let alone possess the tools or knowledge to manipulate it. Furthermore, any attempt to alter the simulation could have unintended and potentially catastrophic consequences. Imagine accidentally introducing a bug into the system that crashes the entire simulation. It's a gamble with stakes too high to even contemplate. So, if we can't escape the simulation and hacking it is out of the question, what's left to do? Perhaps the answer is surprisingly simple. Live our lives. Whether we're in a simulation or not, the world we experience is our reality. Instead of obsessing over unanswerable questions, maybe we should focus on making the most of the time we have. Let's explore the world, connect with others, pursue our passions, and strive to leave the world a better place than we found it. Who knows? Maybe that's the whole point of the simulation if there is one. What do you think? Are we living in a simulation? And if so, how should we live our lives? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So, are we living in a simulation? Maybe, maybe not. But if we are, then who's controlling your life? A highly advanced alien civilization? Some futuristic scientist? Or just a bored teenager treating Earth like their personal Sims game? Explains a lot about my bad luck. What do you think? Have you ever had a glitch in the Matrix moment, like when you think of a song and it instantly plays? Or when you walk into a room and completely forget why you're there? Comment below with your weirdest simulation glitch story. If you love mind-blowing theories like this, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Because who knows, maybe that's what the simulation overlords want you to do. And hey, if we are in a simulation, at least let's make it a fun one.